Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Let's talk about Trump getting shot, and let's look at the latest coverage of the story of him getting shot. Loud and clear. Okay, very good. I had several people ask me to come on and do a live stream. I thought I would just upload videos as more and more information comes out, but here I am doing a live stream. So far, I've uploaded 2 videos on this story, and I have a third one that is currently being uploaded onto YouTube. But hey, let's do a live stream. Let's look at the news as it comes up, the local, not the local, but just the live feed of news that pops up on Twitter/X. As soon as this story broke out, everybody was freaking out. Everybody started freaking out. I will say that my heart started racing a little bit, but I told myself, relax. This has happened before. This has happened before. We had Theodore Roosevelt getting shot while doing a campaign speech. He got shot in the chest. And that dude still got up and finished his speech. In fact, I think he, not only did he finish his speech, but he also prolonged his speech. I think he spoke for another 30 or 45 minutes or so. Ronald Reagan got shot. That dude won. And Theodore Roosevelt won after getting shot. Trump got shot. Well, we'll just say he got shot, but if you want to be specific about it, his ear got grazed by the bullet. But Noah is absolutely right. Trump getting shot has just immortalized him as a martyr and a saint in the eyes of his devoted followers. Absolutely. The cult of Trump is not only real, but it lives on, everyone. It lives on. And the photo is just so perfect. Now you have a video of a guy dead on a roof. They're saying that he is a sniper who tried to shoot Trump in the head, but he missed. Some people are going to say, in fact, there are already people saying this, that this was a CIA attempt to assassinate Trump because Trump is an enemy of the deep state. He's also an enemy of NATO. So this is the Atlantist CIA faction trying to kill him. I could be wrong, but I think if the CIA wanted somebody dead, that person would be dead. If a CIA agent really wanted to kill Donald Trump, that guy would have killed Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is still alive. He's going to be fine. His ear got grazed by the bullet. And here we are talking about this because this is exactly the reaction that would naturally come from such an event. This is the reaction that would come about from such an event. Mr. Spajarm said, it's interesting that Trump shouted, "Fight, fight, fight. If Trump is killed, it seems the civil war you fear will come." But he's not dead. This dude's alive. I don't think this is going to end up as a civil war. This has happened before, and civil wars didn't take place because of such actions. Like I said, Roosevelt got shot. Reagan got shot. This sort of thing does happen. It has happened numerous times in American politics, and it did not lead to civil wars. But what I will say is that this is going to lead to oceans upon oceans of people voting for Donald Trump. It's going to lead to really wave after wave of people voting for Donald Trump. That's what this is going to lead to. Somebody with Cyrillic letters for a name, I don't know how to read Cyrillic, says Kevlar Trump is now on. Kevlar Trump. That's clever. That's clever. So let's look at some of the videos on X. Let me pull up the screen capture here. Yeah, there we go. Video capture. There we go. Let's now look at this. Look, Elon Musk is already on this damn thing. He was on it an hour ago. And look at what he says. I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. I mean, and look at this. 27 million views. I mean, look at the engagement this post gets. 27 million views. 27 million views. 773,000 likes. 171,000 shares. 34,000 comments. Hello, Enlightened Hermit. I'm glad you're on. We just started. And look at these videos coming out. I mean, this is just so damn good, everyone. This is just so perfect. Look at this. Now, if you notice, he says, wait. Like, guys, don't take me out soon. Don't take me out too quickly. I got the perfect photo opportunity. Don't mess this up for me. Don't mess this up for me, guys. And he says, oh, hold on. I'm putting my fan up here. He says, wait. It's so predictable. Oh, my God. Guys, once you read about Gladio and how terrorist attacks are used for political opportunities and all this stuff, I mean, this stuff doesn't really faze you all that much. The people who are freaking out about this and they're, oh, my God, they're going to kill our guy. I mean, you're reacting exactly the way that if this was a conspiracy, they would want you to react. Hardcore Trump supporters said that him surviving was an act of God. There you go. Oh, my God. You just reminded me of something. How many people are online right now saying that Jesus saved Donald Trump? Aren't most Twitter users bots? A ton of people on Twitter are bots. Absolutely. That's already been demonstrated. Tons of people on Twitter are bots. We all know that CIA is involved in Twitter. FBI is involved in Twitter. How many people are saying that Jesus Christ saved Donald Trump? How many people are saying that? Tons of people are. I don't have to look it up. And he's saying, wait. And look at the perfect fist pump in the air. There you go. There's our guy. Hell yeah. And people just eat this shit up. People just eat this stuff up. It's like being in a church and the preacher is doing a great performance.
We see something that said, take a look at what happened.
There's the gunshots. Now, like I said, if this was CIA, this guy would have been dead. Right? If the CIA wanted Trump dead, he would have been dead. Right? Those guys have sharpshooters in their ranks. They're very good at shooting. They're very good at aiming. That guy would have been dead. But he's not dead. He's got a grazed ear, and that's it. He's going to come out with a big old bandage around his ear. It's going to be a perfect prop. This is a perfect prop. Now, I'm not saying that Trump is acting. What I'm saying is that, listen, the most realistic explanation for all of this is that the guy who shot Trump was a left-wing lunatic who really hated Republicans, and he tried to kill the former president, right? That's the most practical explanation. But if I'm going to put my little conspiracy theory hat on, I'm going to say that there is some sort of plan behind this, there's some kind of play that's going on. Like I've said, politics is theater. So there's some kind of a theater play happening right now. I'm not saying that, listen, I don't think anyone's going to agree to having their ear grazed for a show, because having your ear grazed or agreeing to have your ear grazed means that you put yourself at risk for getting your head blown off. But I think that maybe I could be wrong, but somebody was manipulated by the higher ups to do this. Somebody who maybe has military training, I don't know, but somebody was manipulated into doing this, and he did it, and now you got this. I could be wrong. Head wound Antichrist? Yeah. But there's something going on. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't think this happens by accident. I think something is up. It's like October the 7th. Something is happening. Like I said, if the CIA wanted this guy dead, he would have been dead. But that's not what happened. I think that there is like I said, I can't fully explain it. I can't put my finger on it, but something is going on here. And I suspect that whatever is happening, it is to try to get Donald Trump in office. I think they want to solidify a Trump victory. And I think the motivation behind it is to get an American non-interventionist country. I could be wrong. But I just don't believe this happens by accident. I don't think this happens out of nowhere. I don't think this happens out of nowhere. You know, the photograph is perfect. I mean, it's just too damn good, guys. Look at this. It's just too damn good. So who's the shooter? Right? They're saying like, okay. So they're saying this is the video that I saw. They're saying they saw this guy up on a roof. Like they're saying that they saw this guy up on a roof. And let's watch this here. Hold on.
Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó. You can see the guy there. I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead.
So there's a body on a roof. There's people saying that this was the sniper. The shooter has been killed. Law enforcement neutralized the shooter at the Trump rally who just tried to assassinate former President Trump in Pennsylvania. The shooter is believed to be dead. Now, who's the shooter? What's his name? Let's get the whole background story. Let's get the whole background story, guys. And let's look at the news here. Let's check out the news. Now, what's going on with the news? Trump. Let's look at Trump. Let's look at the latest stuff. Trump's going to come out. He's going to come out like... Trump's going to come out like Braveheart. He's going to come out like Braveheart, defiant. Like the scene from Braveheart where Braveheart screams freedom. Remember that scene? That's what it's going to be like, guys. I'm not even freaking out about this. I don't know why people are freaking out so much about this. I really don't understand. There's nothing to freak out about. He's not dead. And as long as he's not dead, there's political opportunity at hand. There's plenty of political opportunity for him to utilize. It's going to help him. That's how I see this thing. Now, if this happened 10 years ago, yeah, I would have freaked out because that was 10 years ago. That would have been the 10-year-old. That would have been me of 2014. But I've read about Gladio. I've read about Operation Paperclip. I've read about Operation Northwood. I mean, a lot of politics is theater. A lot of things are a lot of things are the product of conspiracy, especially things like this when it gets into politics. Let's see here. Cesar Perez says Trump has won the presidency. I agree. Evangelical. I've already read that. LOL. The shooter must have been Biden because who else could have a clear line of sight and still miss? Exactly. That's a good point. I mean, if you're a military trained guy, you got that damn. Plus, there were multiple shots that were fired. I mean, multiple shots. I mean, wouldn't a marksman just get him in one shot? That's what leads me to think that there's something else going on. There's something behind the curtains happening. Prince Zacharias says, Subtheo, yeah, Trump basically won even though he was going to win. Yeah, I agree, but I think this was the icing on the cake. Cyrillic Lettering says, a question, if the alleged shooter turns out to be a rogue Antifa, how much there is a chance of Trump cracking down on the group? Oh, they're going to, I don't know. I remember when Trump was president, they were... the Trump administration basically designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. So, yeah. And plus, when a president, well, this would not be, if Trump wins, and I think he's going to win, it's not going to be his second term because he didn't win the second time. It's going to be basically the beginning of a first term. Unconfirmed reports of 1 or 2 bystanders in the crowd dead. This election will be like the 1984 election. Yep, exactly. Rusty Shackelford says, hello, sir. What is your opinion on Trump 2025 so-called fascist plan? I don't know. What's the fascist plan? Did you see him mouthing fight and rate? Yep, I saw that. It was glorious. Absolutely glorious, guys. The guy's a legend. I mean, look at these photos. I mean, the photos are just perfect. They're just too perfect, guys. Look at this. You can't beat this. You just cannot beat this. Does Biden have that? Like, look, what do the Republicans have? The Republicans have a guy who got shot and survived and stuck his fist up in the air, and he survived. He's going to prevail. He's going to be triumphant over his enemies. And what do the Democrats have? The Democrats have Biden. And Biden is in the NATO summit, and he's saying, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you a man whose courage is as great as his determination. I introduce to you President Putin, everyone. I mean, and then and then he says, I would not have chosen Vice President Trump if she were not fit for the job. And I thought to myself, okay, I mean, we're in 2024, so I guess they're trying to push the trans agenda on us by referring to Trump as a she. Oh, slay, queen, slay. That's Queen Trump. Slay, queen. Wasn't there another assassination attempt on Trump back in 2016? Yeah, I think there was, actually. Yo, what's up, Andrew? Mattium 152. A more important question, was the shooter identify himself as a shooter? Very important if he also identifies himself as pro-Biden or not. Right. And everything's going to unfold. They're going to give us the nice catered narrative for the story and all that. It's called Project 2025. You should Google. Okay, I'll look it up. Himora Genma says, I've never seen that many women in the Secret Service. About 4. Yeah, I didn't know. Well, yeah. Well, who knows? I don't know about that. Let's not be sexist, everyone. I mean, look at these posts. Patrick Bate David. Look at these posts. Shots fired at Trump rally. Character assassination failed. Attempt to deplete savings failed. Attempt to silence failed. Only option left. Actual assassination attempt failed. I've been saying repeatedly, double down on private security, everyone. The shooter is a Muslim from China. Yeah. He turns out to be a Muslim. He's an Uyghur from China. They tried to bring COVID to take us down. They couldn't do it. Then they had to send somebody to kill me, and that didn't work either. He was a Muslim from China. I don't know. He tried to come and shoot me. He's a Muslim from China. I'm going to put a travel ban. We got to know what the hell is going on, everyone. I mean, these posts are so predictable. Everything failed on this man. He's a hero. Oh, yeah, the mugshot. I forgot to mention that. The mugshot was glorious. Oh, he was found. He's been charged with whatever hush money for a blowjob. We thought that there was going to be a civil war over this damn thing. We were about to say, man, it was the blowjob heard all over the world, everyone, as we're being shot down in the battle over Alabama in the Second American Civil War. We would have been, I mean, we were imagining ourselves sitting around the campfire, hearing bullets in the background, tank fire, artillery shells being fired in the background, and we're all laughing to each other as we smoke our cigarettes. It was the blowjob heard all over the world, everyone. And now we look at this and we laugh to ourselves, everyone. Here's Donald Trump, mugshot after being charged with, I don't know, hush money for a blowjob, whatever. And then he was found guilty on all charges, felony charges. Felony charges. Oh, they got him. Yep. And this only made him look good. I mean, everything they do makes him look good. Listen. If I was in charge of the Democrats, right? I was a dictator over the Democrats, over their rhetoric, over what they said, how they said it, and everything. This is what I would do. I would say, guys, here's what we're going to do to stop Donald Trump. Here is our best weapon to stop Donald Trump. Here it is. You want to hear it? Don't talk about him. We're not going to mention Donald Trump. We're not going to talk about him. If I was a dictator over the Democrats and over the media, mainstream media, I would be telling all the big media outlets, ABC, MSNBC, whatever, ABC, whatever, BBC, I'd be telling all of them, don't talk about Trump. He's got a rally, don't cover it. He's got a speech, don't cover it. He don't invite him for interviews. You don't do a damn thing. You don't do shit. You don't talk about him, nothing. You don't give him any attention. That would be the greatest way, the best way to deal with Donald Trump if you really wanted to take him down. But that's not what they did. They did everything that one would do to give this man all the glory and the attention. They arrested him. They charged him. Then they found him guilty on a bunch of charges, felony charges. And now you have some guy who tried to shoot him. You have made this man into a giant personality cult. That's what you've done. You've done an amazing job at it. Bravo. Bravo. If I wanted to make a man into a giant cult of personality, I would do exactly what you guys did for Donald Trump. Bravo, I must say. On a more serious note, do you remember that before World War I, there was a wave of assassinations in Europe? Look at what's happening now. Oh, there was a bunch of political violence that happened before World War II. I don't know about before World War I, but I'm sure that happened also. I mean, political violence has always been a thing in human society. Trump is seen as the persecuted savior, whereas Biden is the senile, incompetent, impotent man, I should add. Yes, absolutely. Who's going to have the gonads to say that this was scripted, or does Google have a big enough jar of nuts to deter? I mean, it wouldn't be surprising at all if this whole thing was staged, guys. He drops down, the guy goes down, puts a little bit of lipstick on his ear. I don't know. Puts a little bit of lipstick on his ear. Everybody's just posting the same day. Is there any freaking news on this thing? Oh, look at this. Look at this post. Everybody just posting the same thing. There's not a lot of originality here. Look at this one. Trump yelling, "Fight, fight," after getting grazed by a bullet in the ear, an inch from ending his life. No panic, no crawling, on his knees to safety. The man stands up, faces the crowd, and yells, "Fight." Historic footage. Just incredible. Just absolutely breathtaking. I am awe-inspired right now, everybody. And who buys this bullshit? Oh, I tell you who buys this bullshit. Americans buy it. Because they eat this shit up. 1.4 million views, 28,000 likes, 5.2 shares, 447 comments. Scripted. Yep. I listen, I suspect. Okay? Now, Cyrillic letter says professional report photographers have the equipment and training to get that kind of photo. Moreover, Trump had given them enough time with his fist up thing to catch the moment. Yeah, it was perfectly shot. And there's the blood. Someone lost his life. Donald Trump survived, but the assassination attempt had more than one victim. Okay, so somebody was killed. That's what it looks like here. Somebody was killed. Now, who was killed? Didn't some guy die? That's what I'm reading here. Hold on. MAGA crowd are having a field day right now. Absolutely. Dude, this is a freaking wet dream. This is a wet dream. Trump shooting, death. Shooting at Trump rally is being investigated as assassination attempt. AP sources. Gunman behind attempted assassination on Trump shot and killed by Secret Service. Trump is safe. Of course he's safe. Yes, other people died, but Trump didn't die. Other people got killed, but they couldn't get Donald Trump, even though there was a clear shot. I mean, come on. I cannot not believe that there was no conspiracy at hand here. I just have difficulty believing that. Everybody. I have difficulty believing that. I have a video uploading right now. Don't worry. In about 2 weeks, we're all going to forget, not forget, but listen, the dust is going to settle. We're all going to calm down. We're all going to calm down. Now, Times Now says 1 dead. So I'm not reading any reports here that somebody was killed. Let me see. Except the shooter. But who cares about him? Okay. Here it is. 7 minutes ago. CBS News. Trump rally shooting suspect and attendee are dead. So there was one poor soul in the crowd who was killed. Man, that pisses me off. Hate when that freaking shit happens. I hate when innocent people die like that. Pisses me off. The way he said, wait, yeah, it's cinema. But, you know, even in false flag attacks, people die. Even in false flag attacks, people die. We know this from the Gladio operation. There's something really fishy about the whole situation. Oh, I completely agree. Suspect. Okay, so here it is. Let me lower my ass down here. Suspected gunman who opened fire during a rally Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania for former President Donald Trump is dead. Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger told CBS Pittsburgh that 2 people are dead, the gunman and an audience member. No further details are provided. 2 law enforcement sources also said CBS News told CBS News that the suspect is dead. Secret Service agents, blah, blah, blah. Several shots rang out, etc. Yeah, the president, former president, immediately touched his ear. A lady was hit. Oh, man, that pisses me off. How does a failed assassination attempt look like? How does a failed assassination attempt looks like? What you just saw. I mean, you try to kill somebody and it doesn't work, obviously, right? There's something really fishy. Yeah, I agree. I think the whole thing is fishy. I suspect it's fishy. He's going to milk the shit out of the situation, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone shot behind him or are all the bullets lodged in his ear? I don't see anyone behind him show any signs of being hit. It's political, so I question it. They're saying that a lady was killed. Already some Kahanist Israeli who comments on my videos says, "That's my president, Kahana Chai. Chai. Long live Kahana." That's what that means. For Trump, don't forget, Biden press secretary calls Biden a big boy now at news conference. Seriously, we are calling out our president a big boy? Yeah, exactly. Somebody put an astute comment here. The Secret Service has utterly failed. I am already wondering how in the blue hell did the shooter or shooters get weapons only onto the premise unless the weapons were planted in advance. 22 round being used, exactly what they have been seen. And yeah, Satan doesn't need an advocate. He's the adversary. Anyone shot behind him, blah, blah, blah. I read something, blah, blah, blah. Crooked Joe Biden sent his goons to get me. I'm too strong to die. I'm the strongest person ever. Trump at his next rally. Yeah. This is too predictable, guys. I was waiting for the October surprise. It looks like we're getting a July surprise, everyone. Looks like we're getting a July surprise. Biden is done. I think he was done a long time ago. But yeah, the shooting really solidified the deal. It's the icing on the cake, as I've said. What are they saying on Telegram, I wonder? What are the Telegram posts? Let's look at Telegram. Telegram is where all the geniuses get their information. Whatever. What else do we got here? Plot twists. What if it was the Israeli Mossad who did it because Trump dared to call for a ceasefire? I doubt that. I doubt that. What's the October surprise? So there's a thing in American politics called an October surprise where on October something big happens. You can go back to the Reagan campaign where you had the hostage crisis when Carter was president, and then that made Reagan look really good because Carter could not really solidify a hostage deal with the Iranians. Plot twist, what if it was... Okay, I already read this. Reports said that it is possible it came from the rooftop of an adjacent building's rooftop. Noah, interesting theory, etc., etc. Let's look at the latest. Praying for Donald Trump. Somebody put up a video on YouTube. What is this guy saying? Here's your average American. Here's your average American guy. This video just came out. Here's your average American, everybody. If you're not American, I'm showing you right now the average American. You want to see one? Here he is.
It says it's scheduled.
I put live. It says live 20 seconds.
Oh, they're talking about the button.
Will come in.
Here we go.
Warn you about the wealth transfer. I warn you about the dollar
He's a genius. He's a prophet.
collapse. I warn you about a lot of things. And this is another example of one of the things I told you all to pray for him, to intercede for him. And that
I knew it. I knew this was coming out. I knew this was coming out. Gotta pray for this man.
gloom people think I do, and I come on and prophesy about all the doom and gloom.
Lord Jesus, have mercy. Who the hell is calling me? Someone calling me. Stop calling me. Do you think the powers that be shot him to make a martyr? I think so. I'm gonna straight up tell you, listen, guys, I could be wrong, but I read this book called NATO's Secret Armies, and it was about the Gladio operation back in the Cold War. And the book gives you all these different examples of intelligence agencies murdering people to then make up a whole story about how it was a communist conspiracy. I mean, they've done this sort of thing numerous times. They do terrorist attacks, or they will, during the Gladio operation, they would actually go to terrorists, to ideologues, radical idealists, people like that. They would go to them and they would say, listen, we want you to do this, we want you to do that. We'll give you the guns, we'll give you everything, blah, blah, blah. And they would manipulate people. They would manipulate people into doing acts of terrorism, or they would recruit people to do acts of terrorism. Then they would say, oh, it was the left, it was the communists, blah, 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 because they would try to make a particular political narrative. I mean, they've done this sort of thing before. It's not that surprising. Then people like this guy eat it all up. No matter. That's reason.
Gloom all the time. I come on here to tell you about what Jesus is going to do too. And I warn you, I'm a watchman. That's my job.
All right.
I warn you about what's coming. I warn you about the wealth transfer. I warn you about the dollar collapse. I warn you about a lot of things. And this is another example of one of the things I told you all to pray for him, to intercede for him, and that the angels would bear him up in their hands, lest we dash our foot against.
This man is going to win. Not this guy, but Trump is going to win. That's it. It's just, I don't know what more you need. I don't know what more clear sign you guys need that this dude's going to win. This guy who looks like a rooster got banged by a human. And nobody on the left is screaming about banning guns. Good point. That's a great point. That's a great observation. Yeah.
A stone, that no weapon formed against him would prosper.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Preach. Hallelujah. Man, I love the internet. Christians are a lot of the Christians in America are nuts. Watchmen. This guy thinks he is a comic book. He's a comic book superhero. Don't you guys know? Don't you guys know? You see, during the day he's just an average dad, but at night this dude is freaking Liam Neeson from Taken. He's the guy from the Book of Eli. I mean, look at these posts. Look at these posts that people do. God bless you, Mark Levine, and our president. So grateful he is okay. We need him in the Oval. Would Trump winning benefit NATO? I don't really know. I think that it's going to benefit the German military-industrial complex, because then the Germans will have all the excuse they need to start reviving their military. That's what my next video is about, by the way. It's uploading right now. They got some Turkish guy putting Mehmet Güneş, Trump öğreni dergilendirmek için birbiriminden randevu aldım. I don't know what that means. Here we go. Is there any news on Twitter anymore? Like, is there anybody posting anything that's of value, that's actually of substance? Is there anything substantive that's posted on Twitter? I hate those English words. Substantive. Is there anything substantive that's being posted? The man, the myth, the legend. Let's see what the Russians are saying. Let's see what the Russians are saying. Let's look at Trump, shot. Let's look at Yandex, which is the Russian Google. What are they doing? What are they posting? Secret Service has an update after Donald Trump was shot. All right, what's the update? What's the update, everyone? Let's check this out. If you want the best news, you gotta go to Yandex. That's one of my little secret, guys. That's a little secret that I don't want a lot of people to know about, because then Google will probably ban Yandex. But Yandex is the Google of Russia. It is the closest thing to old school Google that I could find, because when you look up something on Yandex, you don't automatically get a whole bunch of AI bullshit and a whole bunch of bullshit ads that have nothing to do with whatever it is that you searched for. All I'm saying is that the government has done so many psyops that I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Exactly. Iran hostage crisis, yeah. I'm not going to lie. One of the guess things I thought when I heard this was this might have been a plot to make Trump look like a martyr. That's what I suspect. Again, we could be wrong, but that's what I suspect. Secret Service has update after Donald Trump was shot. Saturday night, former and potentially future President Donald Trump was shot during his rally in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Not long after, the Secret Service released a statement about his condition and provided an update. Anthony Guglielmi, a spokesperson for the Secret Service, posted on X that the Secret Service has implemented protective measures and the former president is safe. Yeah, okay, we got that. Okay, there's nothing really interesting about it. The media is trying to grab anything right now. Apparent assassination attempt. Let's look at this here. New York Post. Being killed by sniper. Former President Donald Trump was wounded on a Pennsylvania campaign stage by a sniper's bullet Saturday night on an apparent assassination attempt that nearly claimed his life, law enforcement sources told the Post. The Secret Service said that Trump is safe. A campaign spokesperson said he is fine and being checked out at a local medical facility. Oh, yeah. This dude's going to come right back. One other person, believed to be a civilian standing behind Trump on the podium, was killed by the sniper. Sources said he came within inches of having his face shot open. A senior law enforcement source told the Post. The attack is believed to have come from a sniper position on a building hundreds of yards from the former president. hundreds of yards. What's the significance of that? Following the attack on Trump at a rally in Butler, about 35 miles north of Pittsburgh, 9 shots rang out and Trump ducked for cover before being surrounded by Secret Service agents. Hello, Carpathian Hawk. Are you Romanian, by the way? Life feels like a TV show all the time. All the time. Early reports suggest that a sniper on the roof of a building outside the rally took aim at Trump, according to law enforcement sources. Witnesses and video posted to social media, blah, blah, blah. You know what this reminds me of? Remember that story that happened in Garland, Texas? Back in 2016? I think it was 2016. There was this thing that happened back in Garland, Texas. They were doing a Draw Muhammad cartoon. They were trying to get a Draw Muhammad. They were doing a Draw Muhammad cartoon to piss the Muslims off, right? So they were blaspheming the Islamic religion, blah, blah, blah. Then there was a shooting that happened because Robert Spencer and Pamela Geller were present in the event, of course, right? That's their thing. They're provocateurs. Well, the shooters, there were 2 shooters. They were both killed, and there were some big private security guards that were there. These guys looked like Blackwater mercenaries. And I suspected that that was fishy, right? I suspected that there was some kind of a conspiracy that was going on. Well, then it turned out later on that, well, when the shooters were there was also an FBI agent who was present in the event. And I believe that when Robert Spencer was being driven to the event, behind Spencer was an FBI agent tailgating him. Not tailgating, but driving behind him, something like that. It was either an FBI agent was driving behind the shooters as they were driving, or it was Spencer. But an FBI agent was present. I mean, the whole thing was very fishy, right? Let them Ruskies get their sleep. It's 3:30 in Moscow right now. Well, one thing I know about Russians is that they like to stay up late. That's what I've heard. They go to bed later than anyone else in the world. Following the shooting just minutes into the rally, Trump with bloodstaining, blah, blah, blah. He gave a defiant speech. Here are the witnesses.
Honor, that's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one who did it.
We need to evacuate everybody.
Okay, is there anyone reporting anything new? Because this is why I was just uploading videos and not doing a live stream, because I know how these stories go. Everyone's posting the same damn thing over and over again. So, I mean, what am I going to find during a live stream? It's going to be difficult. But hey, here we are. I was actually in the middle of making sourdough bread, and then I see the news about the shooting, and then I said to myself, oh, there goes my whole day. There goes my whole damn day because of this bullshit. Shooting. Oh, there's already a Wikipedia page. CIA had nothing to do with this. Oh, no, absolutely not. CIA has no control, no say-so over Wikipedia. You're not Romanian? Okay. Wait, what happened? Video. Oh, there I am. Sorry. July 13th, former United States President was injured in a shooting at a rally. According to witnesses and video footage, was bleeding from his right ear immediately after shooting. Federal and local officials reported that the suspected shooter and a rally attendee were killed. The shooting is being investigated as an attempted assassination. Former President Donald Trump is the presumptive Republican nominee, blah, blah, blah. A rally was held as part of his presidential campaign, blah, blah, blah. Pennsylvania rally. Trump's rallies are screened for weapons and prohibited items. An estimated 50,000 people attended the rally. At around 6:11 p.m. Eastern Time, gunshots were heard at the Donald Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. At least 2 rally goers. Let me get this a better view for you guys. Hold up. Don't shoot me. Yeah. Let's see. At least 2 rally goers were hit, leaving 1 person dead, and they're in critical condition. Blood was visible in the left-hand bleachers at the venue. Witnesses reported that they saw Secret Service chase out someone on the left of the bleachers. The shooter did not undergo security screening, as they were reportedly outside the security perimeter at the rally and were killed by Secret Service snipers soon after the shooting. United States Secret Service agents lunged toward Trump and shielded him, who after a few seconds on the ground got up and with blood on his face raised and pumped his fist at the crowd and was then escorted to a vehicle. Spokesman of the security service confirmed that an incident occurred and affirmed that Trump was safe. He was shortly afterwards examined at a local medical facility, according to campaign spokesman Stephen Chung, who also affirmed that Trump was fine, blah, 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 everything we know already. So is there anything new? Is there anything new here? Let's see here. Anything interesting? President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris received briefings on the incident, with Biden saying he was grateful to hear that Trump was safe while asserting that there was no place for this kind of violence in America. Okay, there we go. New York Times reported that Biden said, "I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who were at the rally as we wait for further information." House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer issued statements denouncing the political violence. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson posted on Twitter praying for Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. Nancy Pelosi said, "I thank God that former President Trump is safe," blah, blah, blah. Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted, "Sarah and I were shocked by the apparent attack on President Trump. We pray for a safety and speedy recovery." Brazilian former President Jair Bolsonaro expressed solidarity, blah, blah, blah. Nothing interesting, nothing unique about any of this information. There's nothing new here. After watching the season 4 of The Boys, I haven't seen that show. Nothing in the world is not fishy. Yep. Hello, well, it has been an interesting day. Yep, I know. I bet there are people on Twitter comparing Trump to Jesus. It's already going on, buddy. It was likely a Dagestani. They seem to be employed a lot, these sort of operations. This is recent. Give it time. Oh, I know. Anything new going on? There's some Russian articles here on the event, written in Cyrillic, so I gotta use the Google Translate. What's going on? Do the Russians know something we don't know, or are they just repeating everything? Donald Trump shot in the ear. Yeah, Russians are just as clueless as we are, it seems. TheExpress.com, this is a British publication. They just love sensational stories. Some kind of an MI5 front, British propaganda front. Trump's first 4 words, an act of defiance after being shot. Another perfect photograph. Former President Donald Trump was rushed off stage by a Secret Service team after the sounds of possible gunfire erupted from the crowd at his rally in Butler. The incident, which was captured on live stream footage, occurred about 10 minutes after Trump took to the podium. Around 6:13 p.m. local time, a series of loud bangs could be heard before the audience seemingly ducked for cover. Trump appeared to be hit by something near his right ear, and in video footage he is seen lowering himself to the ground before the Secret Service agents rallied around him. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing new. Nothing. The Gateway Pundit. Why can't you stream more often? Because then streaming becomes a job. Streaming is no longer something that I enjoy doing. It would just become a job. And if I'm going to be doing streaming every day, if I start streaming every day, I would start doing I would start accepting donations during stream, in all honesty, because I'm not going to be doing that shit every day because I have other things that I want to do. I want to write, I want to research, I want to read, I want to, there's a lot of other aspects to my work than just streaming. Also, I like doing pre-recorded videos because doing pre-recorded videos allows me to manicure my videos in a certain way. So plus I can add B-roll, I can add videos, I can add photos, quotes from articles, etc., etc. And doing pre-recorded videos also take a lot of time. You got preparation, recording, editing, uploading, all that stuff. And then you got to publish the video. You got to make a thumbnail for the video. And I do all this stuff myself. I don't have a team of people. I've never hired employees for this sort of thing. So it takes a lot of time. It takes a tremendous amount of time. So if I start streaming every day, I'm going to start asking for super chats because I would have to make it a job. Streaming is not easy. Live streaming is not easy because when you're live streaming, when you're live streaming, dude, think about this. Imagine you're a boss. If you have a boss, you may be self-employed, I don't know. But imagine at whatever job you do, you have to speak for 6 hours every day. Right? And then during those 6 hours, everyone listening to you tells you that either they agree with you or they tell you that you suck and that you're an idiot and that you're a moron or whatever. You're good for nothing. After a while, that becomes exhausting. And I can totally see why streamers every once in a while just stop streaming for some time. They stop streaming for a week or a few weeks because it becomes annoyingly exhausting. So yeah, I find streaming to be honest with you, out of all the things that I do, I think streaming is the most difficult part about it because with streaming as a performance, it's not just talking in front of a camera. It's you gotta perform, you gotta be in front of a camera and you gotta perform, you gotta prepare, and you gotta deal with people and deal with people's disagreements, and sometimes you debate people, and it's a different type of work. So if I start live streaming, I'll start asking for super chats. The picture of Trump raising his fist will be in future U.S. history books. Absolutely. There's going to be somebody doing a rap album, and it's going to be Trump lifting his fist up. I miss Cove too. I don't know what happened to Cove. I bet his fundraisers are going through the roof. Absolutely. You've been making a lot of good videos. I really appreciate that, Karpathian. Don't pressure yourself. Your content is awesome. I appreciate that, sir. It's just, if I have to stream every day, and here's the thing, if you start streaming every day, if you stream every day, streaming becomes your life. So it's not, hey, I'm working on an article, or hey, I'm working on a pre-recorded video. It's, got to prepare for the stream because I'm going to be talking for 4 or 5 hours. I better have enough material to talk about. And that requires a lot of attention. That requires a lot of time. So, yeah, there's other things that I want to do. I prefer, honestly, I think writing is more fulfilling than talking because writing really makes you think. Writing requires a lot of research, and writing really requires you to dig deeper into a topic because when you're writing, it forces you to look at the details. You can't really get away with giving too many generalizations in writing. You really got to give people meat and potatoes. And I find writing a long article to be much more fulfilling because, like I said, in an article, you have to look at the details. And when you're looking at the details, you really are shedding light on events and topics that you're really shedding light on certain things that a lot of people miss. So I think that's much more fulfilling than talking. And plus, writing is more difficult than talking. So when you get a really long article done, it's a lot of work and you feel fulfilled because you finished a difficult task. Mega churches are going to be packed. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. John Hagee. The whole 9 yards. Trump shooter down outside the venue. Trump's right side likely well over 200 yards. The only thing tragic about this story is that somebody died. Not the shooter, but an innocent person died, and that really breaks my heart. So it says here, the shooter was on the right side of Trump. This was not a pistol used by the shooter. Likely a .22 long rifle. 22 caliber rifle from that distance. Is that something that a professional soldier would use? I don't know. I'm not a gun expert. Any gun experts in the house right now? Is that something a professional soldier would use for a long distance shot? It appears no one else was shot on the stage. The audience was looking to their right after the shots were fired, etc., etc. Any open source investigators on Twitter who figured something out? Because the 22 caliber rifle, that sounds suspicious to me. The memes that are coming out on Telegram are pretty good. What Telegram pages? How do you find Telegram pages? How do you find those? Because I always try to find Telegram. I try to search on Telegram and I don't find anything. Let's see here. Hold on. Sniper, caliber. So this guy says from 125 meters, that's a professional sniper. He had to calculate the fall of the bullet, the movement of his target, control his breathing, understand wind, atmospheric pressure, humidity. This is ex-military, CIA, foreign agent, FBI, question mark. Yeah, this had to have been a professional. This could not have been just anybody. This had to have been a professional. Absolutely. The shooter was fired from a distance. Sorry, the shooter fired from a distance of 121 meters, and since the weapon is expected to be a 22 caliber sniper rifle, the incident is actually imagined and not represented. Also, distance contributed to the failure of the fatal injury. For someone to graze his ear like that, this was a professional shooter. Professional. Hold on one second, guys. Hold up. Hold on one second. Hold on. Someone. I love me. I love me some Balkan music as I'm talking. So I was, so going back to this, the fact that this guy shot at Trump from that distance, it was like, what, 200 yards? The fact that he shot at Trump from that distance and grazed his ear tells us one thing. This guy had to have had an understanding of wind, humidity, gravity, distance. In other words, this guy had to have been a trained killer. This was not just an average guy with a gun. This was a trained killer. Either he purposefully got his ear or he missed. This is, like you say, exactly a wet dream scenario. It's a Trump wet dream scenario, guys. I'm not even freaking out about it. It's all a show. I'm not saying it's all a show, but there's some kind of a direction going on here. They're trying to direct us. That's my suspicion. They came from direction of the screen. Now, hold on. Now, let's look at, because they could say, well, maybe Trump moved his head and he missed, right? Okay, so let's watch the video and let's see. Let's see this. 1 second here. Trump will be fine because prophecy says he'll lead the American military into Israel. That's right. That's right. First man, first name, last name gets it. Absolutely. Do you know who I would love to talk to about this? Oh my God. I would love, I was listening to the Balkan music and I just got reminded. Dejan Bedic, the Serbian sniper that I interviewed a couple of years ago, I would love to ask him a question about this. The guy's a professional sniper. Professional sniper. Oh my God, maybe I can text him right now. The guy's a professional sniper from Serbia. He understands everything about sniping. I would love to just give him the details and just ask him, what do you conclude from this? As far as the shooter's background goes, what do you conclude from this? 22 caliber, I mean, the emperor has no ear. Let's watch the video again. Hold on. Let me turn off my music.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Okay, hold up. I'm sorry. Let's watch that again. No. I'm sorry. This guy didn't. He didn't move his head. So how did he miss? I don't know. He wasn't, because some people could say, well, maybe he's moving his head. He's not moving his head.
Take a look at what happened.
Trump Van Gogh. Here comes Trump's digital ID. Let me get my phone real quick. Hold on. People are texting me already. I want to write this dude. I want to write this guy. Probably felt like a bee sting. I have no idea how it feels like to be grazed. I imagine it being very painful. I'm going to try to text somebody real quick. Hold up. Oh, man. What's his name? Has your dad said anything yet? He's been looking at the news all day. Well, since the whole thing broke out, he's been looking at the news. Lady in the back is like, I'm never washing the blood spray. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, she's gonna keep that blood on. It's gonna be like a relic for her. The holy blood of Trump. Where is this in the Bible? Where's what in the Bible? We just about had a real headshot brain splatter in 1080p. Not good. I want to see something here. Trump has that rock star fame. Absolutely. I mean, he got it with the mugshot. He got it with the debate. He got it with Trump being senile. And now he's got this. Trump is going to sell his ear chunk for money. People probably picked up remnants of his ear as a relic, as a holy relic. It's going to be in the Vatican soon, everybody. Speaking of the Vatican, I tried to do a reaction video to a documentary about the Pope defending a pedophile, and YouTube kept shooting me out of the, kicking me off the air. What a joke. What an absolute joke that is. Trump is going to sell, let's see here. Maybe Trump was not the target, but the person behind. LOL. I'm sorry. What's up with the L? It's not. There's nothing funny about that. I mean, we're reading reports that somebody died. I don't know why that's an LOL, but anyway, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. Let's look at the news, everybody. I'm going to text this dude. Well, I know his manager. I'm going to text his manager, this Serbian sniper. I'm going to say, what's your opinion on this? You're a professional sniper. Oh, I know a dude from America, American guy who was, hold up. Let me see. I know an American guy who was a sniper. Bad connection right now. I know an American guy who was a sniper in Iraq. I'm texting him right now. What's your opinion on the shooting? Does it look professional? Does it look like it was done by a professional? I'm going to ask this guy. Let's see if it gets back to me. He may not want to get back to me because who knows? We'll see. I'll let you guys know if he responds. This guy was, I know this guy. He was an American sniper in Iraq. We'll see what he says. This guy says, dang, Ted, you were fast with the video. Yeah, I was. As soon as I saw it, I said, oh, let's do a video. I was actually in the middle of making sourdough bread. Like a freaking millennial nerd. Making my sourdough bread. Don't you know the country's in peril right now? PSYOP, perhaps? That's what I suspect. I suspect this was a PSYOP. The elites desperate to save the republic. Still remember using the only 2.2 LR in our regiment to qualify after the boot camp was an old 1958 TOS 8 with a copper wire for a front sight. Okay, hold up. Do we have an expert in the house? Do we have an expert in chat here? Were you in the U.S. military? Which military were you, Mr. Cyrillic Letters? Looks like we got an expert in the house. This person's not texting me back. Damn. I actually got the chance to talk to, believe it or not, this is going to sound crazy. Well, maybe not. But I actually got the chance to talk to Norman Finkelstein yesterday. I found his number in the white pages. And I said, I got done reading his book. And I said, you know what? I would love to thank him for his work. So I looked him up. He's the only guy in America named Norman Finkelstein. Found his number in the white pages. And I just called him. He picked up. He's surprisingly very polite. I'm going to see if I can get him on the show. He's surprisingly very polite. The drama in this allegory of the cave is going next level. Trump has made a statement on Twitter. Oh, snap. Let's check this out. How do I find the statement? How do I find the statement? Donald Trump. He hasn't posted on his official Twitter account. Trump has made a statement on Twitter. How do I find it on Twitter? That's what I hate about Twitter. People are like, I just found this. I'm like, how do you find? I looked up Trump. I don't see anything. Let's look up CIA. Did anybody figure out the conspiracy yet? Not an expert, was a conscript at Russia National Guard during the most of 2023. Really? Was a conscript at Russian National Guard during... Wow. Man. Could you come on and talk to us about your experiences? I mean, you don't have to do it now, but in the future. Could you come on and talk to us about Russia and your experience in the Guard? And please don't tell me that it wasn't a big deal. Because I know Russians love to minimize everything that they do. It's part of your culture. But from your military training, I mean, what does this look like to you? Does this look like it was done by a professional, or does it look like this was done by does it look like this could have been done by anybody? You know, that's my question. To all the corrupt agencies, blah blah blah. Let's see here. I get so many scam texts on Telegram from pictures from people with profile pics of Thai girls saying, "Hey, how are you?" So stupid. It was on Truth Social. Truth Social. So Donald Trump just said 23 minutes ago, I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement. Hold on, let me show you guys this. Oh, gosh. Leave me alone. I need to get on Truth Social. Of course it wasn't a big deal. Third line of transport unit. I knew that was coming. Every time I talk to a Slavic person, it doesn't matter if they were in the National Guard or if they saved children from being murdered by a Ukrainian sniper. They always say, it wasn't a big... Nah, it wasn't, man. I was just doing my job. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed. Oh, man, that's so heartbreaking. I hate when that shit happens. It pisses me off. And also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. If you want to talk, you can DM me on Telegram at Nastia HMG. All right, I'll write you on there. I'll hit you up. No, I found you. Привет. I just wrote you. What else do we got here? God bless America. This post by Trump has over 20,000 comments, 22,000+ shares, 80,000+ likes. And 5 hours ago, he was marketing a book called The New MAGA Deal. But anyway, here I am. Here I am. Do you go to an Eastern European church? Who's the question? To me or to Mr. Nastia? Sorry about that. What else do we got in the news? Live updates from AP News. Trump says he was shot in the ear, blah, blah, blah. Nothing new, nothing unique. Let's see, Ivanka Trump says, I love your dad today and always. I love you, Dad, sorry. World leaders react. Okay, of course. Justin Trudeau said something. This appears to be the first assassination attempt since Reagan was shot in 1981. Isn't it amazing that when Reagan was running against Carter, there was the hostage crisis, and that helped Reagan win, and then Reagan also got shot, and this also helped Reagan's image. The attack by a shooter who law enforcement officials say was then killed by the Secret Service was the first attempt to assassinate the president or presidential candidate since Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. Perils of campaigning took on a new urgency after the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy in California in 1968 and again in 1972 when Arthur Bremer shot and seriously hurt George Wallace, who was running as an independent on a campaign platform that has sometimes been compared to Trump's. That led to increased protection of candidates, even as the threats persisted, notably against Jesse Jackson in 1988 and Barack Obama in 2008. Presidents, particularly after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963, have even greater layers of security. Blah, blah, blah. Now, the big question is, who was the shooter? You know, that's the big, big question. That's the big question, everybody. Let's check this out. Who was the shooter? Almost exactly at the same time as the shot was heard and at the turn of his head was what saved him. Who's the shooter? That's the question. So this guy claims that he saw the shooter. Let's see here. BBC interview. Let's give this a watch.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So your son.
Either the Secret Service is incompetent or this is a conspiracy. I mean, there's no other explanations. Either the Secret Service is incompetent or this is a conspiracy. Let's hear what this gentleman had to say again. Let's listen to this guy again.
Bear crawling up the roof.
So he sees a guy bear crawling up to the roof. Okay.
The building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
So he's pointing at the guy. He's trying to tell the Secret Service guys. He's trying to tell the cops, hey, there's a guy up there.
You can clearly see him.
You can clearly see the gun.
Rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof.
This doesn't make sense. The shooter being dragged here. Okay, hold up. I can't get a clear vision of him, but this is interesting.
We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you
True.
see? I mean, obviously,
that's a good point. Somebody says here, everyone has cell phones nowadays. Listen, when you see something that's very dangerous and crazy, a lot of times you're not thinking about pulling your phone out. I mean, I've seen things that were crazy. I didn't pull out my phone. I mean, it's not 100%. Why does it feel like everything is conveniently set to help Trump win? Because it is conveniently set up for Trump to win.
See, everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but,
sure. But
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not at every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions I think that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very...
What else do we got?
To me, as your...
The worst case is if it doesn't win at this point would be the biggest psychological whiplash in my opinion. Even hardline DNC supporters. If Trump loses, then I will never ever make commentary on politics ever again. I'm done. I don't know what this is. Some stupid meme shit. This guy is going to get suicided. I shouldn't laugh at that, but the way he wrote it was funny. It's all a big show, guys. Just get some pop. Well, I mean, somebody died. I don't want to make light of it. All I wanted to do today was break bread and play Bannerlord. That's all I wanted to do today. We should take it at face value. Sure, we can take it at face value. Either way you look at it, it helps Trump. I'll be right back, guys. Hold up.
Ho visto fiere e rondini bruciare di passione, volando basse e rapide, ridendo piano, e le ho viste stanche da frante posarsi sul mio balcone. Le ho sentite parlare, tenendosi per mano, Ho paura di cadere, disse la più bella, di scoprire che i miei voli sono stati di cartone. Di scoprire chi ha creato quella stella che dall'alto osserva tutto.
Don't worry, kitty. I'll give you some ice cream, sweetheart. Some people cope with trauma by using humor. That's true. Maybe I shouldn't feel bad anymore. Kitty, I'm going to give you some. Don't worry, sweetie. Kitty, I'm gonna give you some. Don't worry. The planned civil war. That's my biggest fear about this whole country. Is a civil war. I think civil wars are just awful. That's what terrifies me more than anything. The complete collapse of just civilization. Let's be real here. Most of us wouldn't know how to survive.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart's a couple of months old, and want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
Oh, yeah. So people say I heard about 9 shots. You have to keep in mind that some of those shots were the shots of the counter sniper. So let's take a look at that here. So let's take a look at this here. Let's give this a listen. By the way, you can see the sniper noticing something and then shooting. He'll start shooting. So the sniper will notice something and then he'll start firing. So you notice that the sniper notices something. See. The same bullshit as everything else. How do we find the shooter? That's the question. Shooter was 150 yards away. That's quite a distance. Quite a distance. So the counter sniper saved Trump. Yeah. That's what the story is. He was shaved by a sniper. Love me some melted ice cream. What else is going on? Any other news or anything new? I'm not seeing anything new here. Let's look at the AP updates. AP is free. I don't have to worry about stupid paywalls. Kitty cat. No, no, no. Pussy. Go away, pussy. It looks like the AP is just as desperate as we are to find anything, because they ain't producing garbage. Biden has released a statement regarding his concern over shooting of Martin Luther King. Nothing interesting. I will say, though, that, see, the Europeans, oh my God. Hold up. See, the Europeans, they're preparing for a Trump presidency right now. And how are they preparing? They're preparing by spending more on their militaries, because they know that if Trump wins, it's going to be, America will be more non-interventionist. So the Europeans are preparing. They're going to build a new military base in Germany and Wiesbaden to train Ukrainians. Here you go, pussycat. And remember what Trump tried to do when he was president. He wanted to pull out all of the troops out of Germany. Well, that's just Germany rising up, because then the Germans are going to say, we can't trust Trump, so we got to make our military strong and big again. And Trump and his philosophy has simply been accelerating all of that, accelerating the rise of Germany. So now that he's been shot, now the Europeans are really going to start preparing, because now they know he's going to win. Pray for the monarch Henry V. Oh my God. Who's this Henry V guy? Who's Henry V? The prophesied great Catholic monarch. Who's gonna be the Catholic monarch? Henry V, what's next? The Marble Emperor will be Tsar of America? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Who's Henry V here? To hell with this guy. This English king founded Anglicanism only because the Pope didn't want him to Doubters will be surprised. Oh God, we're dealing with some kind of a troll. Doubters will be surprised. I'm just asking, who's King Henry V? What are you referring to? Who is this king that you speak of? Doubters will be surprised, damn you. Read Catholic prophecy. I don't understand why people come on and say things, and then when asked for an explanation, they tell you to read something. What are you talking about when you refer to King Henry V? What's going on? Help me out here. Catholic prophecy. I don't want to read Catholic prophecy because why would I want to read Catholic prophecy for? The last time I read about the Catholic institution, Bergoglio was defending a pedophile, is what I read about. Read the Catholic prophecy. Must read Catholic prophecy. Comes from the institution that defends boy lovers. I just want to know, who is this king that you speak of? The rise of Prester John. Oh my God. We just had a shooting. The former president was almost killed. And here we are laughing about the Pope. The Holy Catholic Cope. Bergoglio is not the Pope. Well, I mean, he represents the Catholic institution. And the whole Catholic institution has been filled with pedophiles and boy lovers. And we know that Mr. Bergoglio was defending a pedophile named... his name was Father Grassi back in Buenos Aires in Argentina, and Argentina is part of the Catholic world. So I'm just asking questions. The Marble Emperor Saint John will be the Tsar of America and turn Israel into the Kingdom of Jerusalem. A Finland will be the fourth row. Helsinki. I am not aware of this prophecy. What's this prophecy? Who's Henry the whatever? Henry V. Vigano? Yeah, but the whole institution is filled with pedophiles. Vigano's just a messenger. Could you post a link to that documentary? Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? All I wanted to do today was play Bannerlord. That's all I wanted to do today. Oh, here it is. Oh, is this it? No. Oh, I found it. Here it is. Here's the documentary. Watch it before YouTube takes it out. The Vatican doesn't want you to know this stuff. Read Marie Julie Jehan. No, I want to read Hispanic American. What does Hispanic American have to say about all this? I want to know right now, why is the Catholic Church so filled with pedophiles? That's the question I have. Why is it so full of pedophiles and boy lovers? What's going on? What's up with that institution? Dange. Henry V was an English king that founded the Church of England because he wanted to marry another woman. Oh, I see. But he's dead, though. So, I mean, how the hell is he going to come and be king? He's dead. Right? Henry VIII. Oh, Henry VIII. He was obsessed with pussy and having a son. Did he behead all his wives because they weren't producing boys? Helsinki, really? This is the place where young Finns go to get drunk, high, and Epstein themselves. Bring HA on and discuss. Who's HA? The Vatican is the seat of the Antichrist, like Our Lady of La Salette predicted. Okay. Well, I can agree with you there that it's an Antichrist place. Yeah, definitely. Pope Francis comments on LGBT in the clergy. What about it? Hispanic American. Hispanic American. Which part of the Hispanic world do you come from? Mexico, Argentina. Anyways, it's hilarious that a church was founded only because one guy was so horny. I mean, I think a lot of society functions on horniness. I think industrialism, innovation, ambition, all these things run on horniness. Without horniness, we wouldn't be ambitious. We would just do whatever it is necessary just to get by. New Spain. Oh, I see. You're from Mexico. Okay. Helsinki is the fourth Rome, and St. John the Merciful will be Czar of America. That makes perfect sense. Any territory of New Spain. I see. I gotcha. So you're from Madrid? I don't know. What's going on? How come the people at the news stations aren't reporting on this shit? What's going on, guys? The infamous ear shot. No, not Mexico. Okay, which part? I mean, not European, but American? Right. Okay. Whatever. True, like it or not, but 99% of people without it would be out of energy. I mean, horniness is what runs the world. Horniness is what makes the earth breathe. Without horniness, we'd all just be a bunch of monks. Guys, this is why I don't like leaving my house. You don't know when you don't know. Like, one day you're sitting down just enjoying something, and then another day a bullet hits you right in the head. I mean, you don't know what to expect nowadays. You go outside, you don't know, like, especially here in the United States, you don't know if someone's going to blast a machine gun at you or some guy's going to get a gun and do a mass shooting. I mean, you could just be sitting down in a restaurant someday and boom, some guy pulls out an AR and just starts mowing people down. It happens in this country every single year. Every year this kind of bullshit happens. I mean, I go outside here in America, sometimes I feel like I'm in a zoo. Sometimes I feel like, man, these people around me, I don't know if they're just going to erupt into just wanton violence. It's kind of weird how little coverage this has gotten. I think everyone's talking about this. You're from the U.S. Okay. Todd, I'm going to share something with you. Hold me. Oh, let me find it. Okay. Mexican Americans don't like to get up early, so they do it real slow. I was looking up Kevlar leather jackets 1 hour ago. LOL. I am in the center of Times Square. Not a single video monitor reporting that President Trump has been shot. The depth of the censorship and propaganda is astounding. Alex Jones is on this. All right, let's hear what the big man has to say. Hold up. Let's listen to Alex Jones. Hold up. Alex Jones is on this. He got the truth, dude. He's uncovered the archives. He knows. Let's listen to Donald Trump, or sorry, Alex Jones. Let's hear the man himself.
Just hours ago in Pennsylvania.
By the way, this scenery, this is Texas right here. This is how you know you're in Texas, when you see scenery like this.
Just hours ago in Pennsylvania, an assassin who they're now reporting is dead fired at least 5 shots at President Trump, hitting him once in the side of the head. And then Trump defiantly stood up and pushed the Secret Service off of him and said, F you, fight, fight, fight. This is incredible history happening in front of our face.
It is.
This is happening right out in the open.
It is. It's history.
But I told Elon Musk months ago, and he agreed and said he should up his security, and Trump should up his security, that the deep state's not playing games. They are going for broke, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that they attempted to kill Trump, and make no mistake, that's who's behind this, means they are going to go all out. The deep state is now going to try to blow up Trump's airplane, and they're going to try to kill Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson and other leaders.
Shit.
This is a full coup against any loyal American defending our republic in the process of the populist movement taking our country back. So I don't say this as an alarmist. I was on the show just days ago. We'll post it to X. The crew's coming in right now on Saturday night. They're going to pull it up. Saying they're going to try to kill Trump imminently. They're going to try to kill Elon Musk imminently. I don't say stuff just to say it. I say it when I see all the evidence and I know it. And notice how the media is playing out, oh, he survived an assassination, no big deal. They're blocking the news. The incredible footage of him shot in the side of the head, the blood, him saying, fight, fight, fight. This is insane, but thank God Elon has said officially now he fully endorses and supports President Trump.
That's right.
We need unity right now. And I'm not a drama queen, folks. This is a real fight against the globalists. They want to kill Elon Musk. They want to kill Donald Trump. They want to kill Tucker Carlson. They might even kill Joe Rogan because Joe is fully awake now. They can't have these incredibly popular, populist voices out telling the truth. And I'm in danger too.
They're all going to get
But
shot
I'm down the list a long way. So America is in maximum danger right now. We do not need anybody to go out and be violent to respond to this. And I know you're smart, you wouldn't do that. But the globalists, the next move so obvious, are going to stage false flags. And now, as I've been warning you, with 12 days of the election.
Well, I do agree this was a false flag. That's one thing we agree on right here. That this was a false flag. Now, if you see bullets being fired at Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and Joe Rogan, I think that would make it way too obvious.
And blame it on Trump supporters. Now that's about to happen. How many times have I said on the show the last few months? When they try to kill Trump or kill Trump, then they stage the attacks. Then they come after Musk and Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and everybody else. So now we're in maximum danger. I'm in Northern California.
Oh, he's in Northern California. Damn, I thought he was in Texas.
A huge story that breaks tomorrow. I'll leave it at that. But I'll be doing a live show tonight, Infowars.com/show and band.vid. This is a serious time for America and the world. The deep state is in trouble. They're losing, so they're going to go for broke, just like they killed Kennedy in '63. But this time, America and the world's awake. Pray for President Trump. Pray for justice. Pray for a great awakening. And pray for peace. We'll be breaking it all down at Real Alex Jones right here on X.
Damn. So there you have it. It's been confirmed. Deep state. This was a conspiracy. You were way off. I noticed that Paris and London and other European cities have changed their racial demographics. That's strange. Oh boy. Is this like another I'm just asking questions sort of comment? Strange. Isn't that weird? I like how, oh, never mind. Whatever. People like to make comments that are just completely out of nowhere. Have nothing to do with the topic that we're talking about. Remember when Alex Jones used to call out specific groups and families? Yup. But now he is just using a generic deep state and globalists. Yup. The animal deep state that knows that it will die is the most dangerous. Texas to California. Sorry, I should have been more specific. Oh, yeah, I was way off. Yeah. Just shows you how little I know about my own country. I mean, here's some more Trump stuff. Look at this one. Another predictable post. Oh, man, they trying to take him down, yo. They trying to take him down. Hold on. Look what it says here. It says here, my heart is racing. Before President Trump was shot, they tried to take his business away and cripple him financially. Didn't work. He was arrested and had his mugshot taken. Didn't work. convicted to 34 felonies and facing over 100 years in prison. Didn't work. Didn't work, son. We gotta fight. 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 There may be a civil war coming. The shooter hit him, but God protected Trump. Pray for him and his family. They're all in danger. They just secured his re-election. Preach, brother. Now, what does this brother gotta say? What's this young man? What's this brother gotta say? Preach.
Y'all.
Preach.
I am literally at a loss for words. Excuse my bluntness. Excuse my language. But this is absolutely fucking crazy. They literally just tried to assassinate President Donald Trump. They literally just tried to assassinate a former president who's running for re-election.
Preach. That's right.
This man was just shot, y'all.
That's right.
They shot Donald Trump.
Just like 50 Cent.
They shot Donald
right.
Trump. That is fucking absolutely crazy.
You a gangster. You a thug.
How could something like this even happen?
He a thug.
And we know who's behind this. We know who's behind this. They are trying to stop this man from winning in November. But they just secured his re-election. Because if you don't think we're going to really...
That's right.
Y'all, I'm so mad.
I believe him.
If y'all think
just
that
like
we are
Tupac
going to sit back now,
hell yeah.
Y'all have another thing coming. We are really about to rally the base, and so many people are going to come out in support of Donald Trump.
Tupac was
y'all
shot.
tried to put this man in prison.
Just like
y'all
MLK.
have been indicting him on bull crap.
That's right.
Trying to take away his business.
Just like every other black man out there getting wrong.
Trying to throw him in prison for the rest of his life.
That's right. Just like they do to us.
Now that that's not working, he gets shot.
That's
you
right.
think that's a
just
coincidence?
Like the police do to our people every single day. We be getting shot up here every day. We dealing with death up in here every day. Every day.
And some of us knew thought something like this was going to happen. When we say protect Trump at all costs, people, you guys are conspiracy theorists.
That's right.
No, nobody's going to try to harm him. Well, look, Donald Trump was shot.
That's right. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know what we know, man.
Y'all, my heart is literally racing right now.
Let your heart race, man. Let it go.
Because Donald Trump has done nothing wrong. He does not deserve to be assassinated.
No,
he does not deserve to be in prison for the rest of his life.
No,
he's never committed a crime in his entire life. He's never done anybody. He has never harmed anyone.
Nope.
He's always been loved by everybody until he ran for president.
Much love flowing out of me.
They are trying to take him out.
Let him cook.
Because Donald Trump is coming back in November.
That's right.
He has been exposing corruption after corruption. And he is coming for all of the corrupted politicians, right? When he gets back in office. All these corrupted individuals. And they are trying to take him out.
That's right. We be dealing with death up in here.
This is absolutely insane.
It's crazy.
Y'all, I'm this is sad. It is disgraceful.
Sit down. Have a rest, man. Have a rest. You deserve it.
They just secured his re-election.
I agree.
Yeah. But we got to protect Trump at all costs. This is
that's right. We be dealing with death up in here every day. Every day we be dealing with death up in here, man. They be trying to kill us every single day, yo. Very weird day today. My day has been fucking ruined, I'll be honest with you guys. God protected Trump. Oh, look at this. God protected Trump. There's already people quoting the book of Revelation. I mean, you really can't make this up. I saw that one of the heads of the beast seemed wounded beyond recovery, but the fatal wound was healed. The whole world marveled at this miracle and gave allegiance to the beast. Folks, it is what it is. God's will is at hand. Trump will win. I mean, like, these people can't be... This has to be a joke. It's got to be a joke. Are there any more videos like this? This, by the way, this is the state of social media videos nowadays. Back in the day, it was YouTube. You got on YouTube, you set a video, whatever. Now it's like you get on Twitter and you scream for 2 minutes and you give an emotional speech for 2 minutes and bam. You know, that's what it is. That's the state of social media now. It's actually worse than this. This is actually much better than most of the stuff I see on social media, I'll be honest with you. Trump is the beast and read the book of Revelation, don't you know? Laura Loomer, pray for President Trump. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pray so hard for President Trump. Someone just tried to assassinate him. Oh my God. What would happen if this happened and just nobody cared? Like, nobody went onto Twitter, no one did videos, no one did anything. What would happen, I wonder? Trump gets shot just like 50 Cent. Yo. Oh man, it's right there. I didn't even know this existed. Trump is prophesied in the book of Psalms. Such an obvious psyop. Oh, Protestantism is an obvious psyop. Yeah, in Israel and every evangelical, etc., etc. Oh, this guy. We all know what he's going to say. I don't want to listen to that guy. That guy's a creep. Russell Brand is already on this damn thing. Russell Brand is now a major guru. He's like a big guru guy. Tons of people follow him now. CNN has framed the Trump shooting as an interruption. What would they lead with if this was Biden? An environment of hatred and hysteria has been created, and not by Trump, as they continually claim, but by the technocratic state. They'll probably find a way to blame him for this. Trump's ear salts bullet. This ought to inspire a return to sanity, but it won't. It can't, because they have to cling on to power and the demonization of Trump. This is what they have instead of a vision for a better world. Yep. I mean, they're already on this bullshit. The whole thing is crazy, guys. Whole thing. Breaking! Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage. This dude writing in Spanish. Who cares? My homie Khabib. What's going on with this? Nothing really interesting. Nothing interesting. It's all garbage. Vanity of vanities. Yep, the shot heard around the internet. That's right. Yep, that's right. History repeating itself. That's right. Yeah, he's just a big guru. Yep, the ear chunks heard around the world. That's right. No one cares about the person who was killed. God protected Trump, but no one cares about the person that was killed. I'm not talking about the shooter. Back in the day, you had to buy at least a webcam to do an old YouTube video. Now every retard who thinks their opinion matters has a phone. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Ted, unfortunately, if you ain't famous, then you are just a statistic or a number in a That's right. Yeah, you don't even matter. Now, the person who was killed, the innocent person who was killed, that person has family. And I'm pretty certain that that family is thinking more about their relative who was killed than Donald Trump. But everyone just... Trump. Somebody was murdered here. I wish Tammy Faye Baker was still alive to pray for us right now. Where's Benny Hinn, man? Shooting at Trump is being investigated as assassination. Okay, 10 minutes ago. Okay, nobody cares. We all just want to know who's the freaking shooter. Who's the shooter? Look at this one from NBC. It says here, Secret Service says that shooter fired from elevated position. No shit. They were actually seeing the guy as he was on the roof. And the bystander with the red hair was saying, he's up on the roof. And they didn't do anything until after the guy shot. They got to write his manifesto. That's right. Who's the shooter? Well, we know about the suspect. All right, here we go. Let's see if we got anything interesting here. Okay. Law enforcement. Okay. Medical facility. Okay. All right, so they don't know shit. This guy says that he has a photo of the alleged shooter. Let's see. Search image. No results. All right, I'm not saying this is 100%, but this dude on Twitter, Dom Luker or whatever, he's got a photo of a dead dude, and he claims that this is the guy. All right, this is allegedly the shooter. I tried to do a Google search for the image. I couldn't find anything, so who knows. Reports the Trump shooter identified as Mark Violets, a well-known Antifa extremist. He reportedly uploaded a video on YouTube before the attack titled "Justice Was Coming." All right, let's check this out. Mark Violets. No, I don't see that because Mark Violets, it looks like, is Mark Violets a big fat guy? Because there's you can see a picture of the body on the roof, and this is obviously a thin white male. Well, you can see the body here on the roof here. Yeah, they're trolling. Okay, that's bullshit. All right. So this one is yeah, here's the photo. So apparently this is a thin, young white guy. Live Leak. Oh, I missed that website. It's such an informative website. Everything I needed to know about the Syrian revolution was on Live Leak. Looks like we will have to wait until the next day. Okay. Tommy Robinson. From the picture I'm seeing here on the roof, it looks like that photo I showed you guys of the dead guy with long hair, it looks like that actually could be the dude. Yeah, it looks similar. I'm guessing it's this guy with long hair. That's the shooter. Let me see if I can find it again. The same photo. Yeah, so if you look at this photo here, and then you look at photo of the body on the roof. Let's see here. It does look similar. Gray shirt. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. It's obvious that we'll find out who did this. So it's a dude and not a tranny. I mean, when I hear tranny, I think it's a guy in a dress, right? I have no idea. Ted, give me a preview of the next YouTube video coming out. It just came up. It just came up. Yeah, a civil war. Yeah, I mean, it's my biggest fear for the United States is a civil war. Because a civil war, there's no hope. I mean, there's no hope. If you have a disease, then you know you can stay home. There's different things you can do. But when you have a civil war, I mean, you're dealing with humans. You're not dealing with a virus. A virus is not. A virus doesn't have agency. A human being can hunt you down, you know, and kill you. Take your stuff, rape your wife, kill your kids, lynch you. That's the difference. And so my biggest fear is a civil war in this country. Biggest fear. Yeah, that's my biggest fear. My hope is that Trump... Here's my hope. Let's say Trump wins. We have 4 years of the guy. And then he's gone. And then maybe... But we're never going to go back to normalcy after this. You know, we're never going to go back to normalcy. It's never going to happen. Because people are becoming more and more extremist. People people have already reached the extremist threshold. You know, you already see it from the left, from the right. Just the problem is you got all these, frankly, fucking lunatics on both sides. You got the righties who are just talking about revolution and this, and they're being invaded by people from Guatemala, whatever. And then you got the leftists who say that trans people or whatever are being genocided, and it's just crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. And so there's no going back. We're never going to go back to the normalcy of the early 2000s or, you know, some of the normalcy that we had in the 2010s or in the 90s, the 80s. We're never going to go back. We have reached a point of no return. And from this point, it only gets more extreme. Because once you reach a threshold, then there's no going back. It's like a drug addict. He takes meth, he gets high off meth, and then he wants more meth, and it never ends. And the cycle of violence, the vicious cycle doesn't end. And he wants a bigger high than the one he had before, so he wants more drugs, or he tries stronger drugs, and that's where we're at right now. We're at the point of no return. It's the point of just getting more and more extreme. So Trump was unprecedented. He was a shift away from the status quo. Well, now we want something that's a deeper shift away from the status quo. And it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. It's just not going to end. The storm shut down the internet. No worries. We were just talking. Reminds me of Germany before the Nazis. Yeah, political violence. Who do you think will be Trump's VP? I have no idea. Could be that guy. What's his name? Mike. What's his name? King. No. What's his name? I forgot his name. Black guy. I forgot his name. You look at news on Europe. It's Russia, soccer, recent elections, soccer. So yeah, that's the reality. There were societies like Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia where it would have felt like you were living through the Book of Revelations. Why is Trump or USA right now relevant specifically to people? I mean, it's not like Trump is not like this super relevant. We think that he's relevant because he's the star of the show, but he's not the most relevant thing right now. He's a face of America. That's it. He may change things that will make a difference for the future, but he's not the biggest determining factor for the world. He's a determining factor, or I should say he is a reflection of the change in society. But you bring up Germany and the Soviet Union, and what I will say is that what is happening currently is that we are returning back to the past. We are returning back to the days when you had these extremist ideologies become very popular and take power. Because in the future, what's going to happen is extremism is going to become acceptable. It's already becoming acceptable. We're already expanding the Overton window, and it's only going to get worse. Let's see. You look at news, blah, blah, blah. Trump. Okay, hold on. I think relating this to Nazi Germany or so is a mistake. Sure. Okay. I mean, it's just the guy was pointing out to the fact that it's political violence, and it reminds him of whatever happened before Hitler took over. But before Hitler did take power, political violence did become pretty normalized. Can you turn your volume up just a little bit? My volume is actually very high right now. Believe me, it's not me. It's your system. It's nothing to do with my microphone. It's you have a speaker that's not strong enough. Because my aim right now is above the normal level. But if you get headphones, you can probably hear me better. All right, I turned it up a little bit more. Tim Scott. Yeah, that's the guy, Tim Scott. Ben Carson? No, I'm thinking of Tim Scott. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I had to be very careful showing violence. That's the same one. Yeah, I think so. Oh, Saddam Hussein as Hitler. Yeah, that's an inadequate comparison. Tips on how to remember information when reading books. Okay, help me out here. I just don't get people who think Jesus is coming back in like 5 years. I don't know. I don't like getting into that sort of thing, guys, because everyone thinks that they live in the end times. Every generation thought they lived in the end times, and they didn't live in the end times, so just chill. They point to Trump or COVID and say these are the end of the time. Yeah, I know. The constant claiming to know the exact timeline of the apocalypse is really misguided. I agree. It's better? Okay. I'm going to have to get going, guys, because I've been here for like 5 hours. No, I was asking you for tips on... Oh, you're asking me for tips. Oh, I thought you were going to give me some tips. I would say the way to remember anything is, for one thing, you have to be passionate about something to remember it. Let me rephrase. You either have to be passionate about it, or you have to constantly be involved in reading about what you're remembering or participating in whatever it is that your brain is remembering. Once you participate in something, your brain remembers it better. If you continuously participate in that thing, be it reading, if you continue, let's just talk about reading, right? If you continuously participate in reading about a particular subject, you're going to remember it more. So it's consistency, and it's also interest. How important is the topic to you? All these things are going to determine you remembering information. What I would say is that if it's something that you want to remember, make sure that it's a topic that you really care about, because if it's a topic that you don't really care about, you're not going to really remember things as easily. But if it's a topic that you really care about and you read about it, you're going to be taking notes, you're going to be writing in the margins, you're going to be going online and searching things that are written about in the book, and all these activities sort of ingrain the information into your brain and you remember it better. All these things help you remember things. Always keep a pen or a pencil or a highlighter when you're reading. That's very, very, very necessary when you're reading. That way, when you see something that piques your interest, you can underline it and take notes on it. But just underlining things and taking notes, and then also just having a lot of interest in the topic that you're reading about, all these things are going to play a factor in you remembering things. Just remember that when you are reading something, when you're reading a book, I'm not talking about like 50 Shades of whatever, but like a real serious, nonfiction book. When you're reading a real book, a really good book, just remember that you're actually helping your brain. When you read, you help your brain. You're exercising your brain. You're exercising your memory. You're working your brain like you would a muscle on your body. And at the end of the day, your brain is a muscle. What is ruining your brain is constantly going onto social media, constantly going onto Instagram, constantly looking at shorts and looking at the little clips on TikTok and Instaho and YouTube and all this stuff. And as relaxing as it may be, or as entertaining as it may be, you are actually damaging your brain. You're damaging your brain. And one thing that you'll notice is that when you look at a lot of shorts, you begin to notice that your memory gets shorter, because if you're constantly looking at short bits of information, it's no different than how you would be if you just didn't lift anything heavy. If you didn't lift anything heavy, then you're not going to be good at lifting heavy things. You're going to shorten the weight that your body is capable of carrying. So if you're constantly lifting up light weights, or if you're not lifting any weights at all, then your body will act accordingly, and you're not going to be able to lift heavy objects. So let's say you're not lifting up a 40-pound weight or a 50-pound weight anymore. Your muscles are going to atrophy, and then your body's capability to lift things is going to be based on what you have been lifting or what you have not been lifting. It's the same thing with your brain. If you're constantly looking at short bits of information, your brain's capacity to focus is only going to be based on short bits of information. You know, your brain's ability to focus is going to be determined by the length of things that you focus on. So if you're constantly looking at short bits of information, your brain's capacity to focus is going to be horrendously minimized. It's going to be in accordance to the constant looking at short videos. So you're actually giving yourself brain fog. It's very nasty what's going on with people, and how this type of entertainment is really just damaging our brains. I know, because I've looked at shorts, and yeah, they can be entertaining, but one thing I've noticed is that it has really, it's diminished my my attention span. I've seen it in my own experience. So I've told myself, no more. We're not doing that anymore. It's done. We're not doing that anymore. We're just not. Now, if you want to look at long videos, that's perfectly fine. Long videos are fine because you're focusing on something that's long, that's lengthy. But once you start just looking at short length stuff, short videos, short content, short form content, no books, just memes, you're retarding yourself. You're totally retarding yourself. Also, thanks for reminding me of Sam Shamoon. Been watching a lot of his. Oh, Sam Shamoon's really legit. I like his videos. Yeah, when you write things down, you're taking notes, you're exercising your brain, you're thinking about the topic, you're working your mind, you're forcing your brain to think deeper about the subject, you are elaborating on the topic, and therefore you're training yourself to be able to articulate about what it is that you're reading. And so see everything as a mental exercise. You know, that's just the bottom line. Yeah, insta-ho, that's what it is. Just a big insta-ho. 50 Shades of My Asshole. Yep. Read the same thing from different sources. That's right. That's right. Another thing also is to get multiple books on the topic that you're interested in. So if you're interested in, let's say, the Norman Conquest of England, buy like 3 or 4 books on the Norman Conquest of England and then read them. Finish one book after the other, take notes on all of them, and then you'll be a professor on the topic. I mean, you're gonna have knowledge on that topic better than most people in the world. So it's just look at different books on the same topic. Make sure that whatever you're reading about is on a topic. Make sure whatever you're reading about is a topic that you're actually interested in. And that's the most important thing. Brain rot is very real. Very real. Thanks for the advice, Ted. Really appreciate it. No problem. Noticed my attention span was diminishing, so I stopped watching. Shorts is awful. People have asked me, Ted, you should do shorts. I just don't want to do shorts. I hate short form content. I like long form content. I like to sit in front of the camera and just talk as if I'm talking to a friend. You know, I don't want to sit there and do short form garbage. I don't. I'm interested in Byzantine history. I guess I'll buy more books on it. If you're interested in Byzantine history, I would definitely recommend reading John Skylitzis. I think John Skylitzis wrote an awesome book on the beginning of the end of the Byzantine Empire. Amazing book. If you're interested in Byzantine history, I would highly recommend reading Chaco Condilis's book on Byzantine history. He also wrote a book basically marking the end of Byzantine power. Excellent book. I'll write them down if you're interested. John Skylitzis. Skylitzis and Chalco Condilis. These two authors. Yeah, these two authors were great. John Skylitzis is the best one. I love his work. Another one also, if you haven't read it, is The Daughter of the Emperor, the Greek Emperor. What's her name? What was her name? Alexis Komnenos. She wrote a really funny book. Anna Komnena wrote a book on Byzantine history, but she wrote about the First Crusades. It was pretty awesome. Any thoughts on Julius Evola? I'm not too crazy about Julius Evola. I think Evola was a little bit too much into some kind of racist type stuff. From what I understand from him. I think he was a little bit too much into the Greco-Roman stuff. Anyway, guys, it is late where I'm at, so I'm gonna leave. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm done. I'm not saying I don't give a fuck about this conversation we're having, but I have had enough of this news. Trump got shot in the ear. Okay, just I've had enough of it. It's too overwhelming. Read the Bible, absolutely. I mean, I've had enough. It's overwhelming. He got shot, violence, everything's ending, the country's going to shit. I just don't want to hear about it anymore. I just want to bake bread, and I want to freaking play Bannerlord. That's all I want to do. So freaking stupid. I hate this freaking society that we live in, to be honest with you. Everything's the end of the world. Everything's just civil war. Everything's... Anyway, I'll see you guys later. God bless you all. You guys just heard some